I'm Nancy Hugo, certified kitchen designer and also certified to do aging in place. I have been making people's dreams come true for over 40 years. Today I want to share with you one of my favorite projects. This project has a very interesting story. 34 years ago, the homeowners came into a showroom I was working at and they said, "Hey, we want to look at your cabinets. This is our plan." I immediately added my 2 cents and said, "No, we can't do that. We're going to change that plan," which actually the builder wasn't happy with, but he did come around and he decided, yes, he would build that kitchen for them. 4 years ago, the homeowners called me and said, "Okay, we're ready for a remodel."
When we built our first house, Nancy designed the kitchen. It was magnificent. So when we were ready to do a remodel, we knew we had to find Nancy again, and we were fortunate enough to do so.
They invited me down to their house, and it was, "Can you do my outside kitchen? Can you do my bar area? Can you do my master bathroom?" Sure.
The collaboration was incredible. Nancy always proposed options, and she always challenged things that made sense. She was all about the function, not just about the aesthetic, although that was certainly an important factor as well.
Everything was great. We were ready to start building. And then there was a fire. The whole house burnt down.
We lost everything. 30 years of collectibles, 30 years of beautiful furnishings and memories, all gone in a flash. Unless you've lived it, you can't imagine the devastation of losing your life's possessions. But somehow, there's always a light. And Nancy was the light.
We had to start all over again. We still had the emphasis of the kitchen because that was a very important room in the house. But now we had to do the whole house from start to finish, from the front door to the back kitchen. The kitchen was so important to the homeowners because they love to cook. Every single item in the kitchen was custom for them.
My husband Dan and I both have Italian heritage, and if there's one thing you know about Italians, the thing they love the most is food. We love to entertain. We host most of the holidays at our home for our family and friends, and that was an important part of what this new build needed to be.
When I design a space for my clients, I'm really focused on what they need. I noticed that Dan and Peggy were working in the kitchen the first time I came to see them, and Dan was lacking his own sink.
We've got 2 sinks, one of Nancy's other strokes of genius. After she watched us cook in the kitchen, realized that Dan needed a prep sink, as well as me needing a cleanup sink.
To Peggy, a bake center is very important.
So Nancy, hearing all of our needs, designed this fabulous baking center. Each space was designed perfectly and had enough outlets for every appliance. It's fabulous. It's right next to the oven, so I don't interfere with Dan when he's on the cooktop. I have my own space to cook in.
I like the idea of having a refrigerator and freezer be camouflaged, and so I designed it to look like a large armoire, a piece of furniture.
It's really all freezer and all refrigerator on the other side. This space was custom designed for all the trays and serving pieces that we use. It's always the something on the bottom you need, so no longer to worry when we have storage like this.
There were many things that we incorporated in the kitchen that just make life easier. One of them is a paper towel holder.
We were able to incorporate it into the cabinetry in a way that we didn't have to even pull open a drawer. And it's not visible unless you're actually working in the kitchen.
When you design a kitchen, symmetry is important. Matching up the sizes is very aesthetic. And then behind every single door and drawer, there's got to be something that's worth making your life easier. Everything has a purpose in a kitchen, and everything should be out of the way. Who likes cluttered kitchens? The homeowners wanted a hidden door for their pantry. In watching them cook, I figured that the pantry door would always be open. So I designed a pantry so that nobody would even know that there was a pantry there.
It's our secret pantry. We've got all of our food storage, the stock pots are back here stored. It's fabulous space and it works really well. Dan and I have lots of spices. And we were trying to find the right solution. And Nancy and I discussed many of them, and then we had this idea. They're all here. Easily accessible, easy when I'm baking, easy for Dan when he's cooking. Perfect.
This kitchen has a doggy diner. They actually have a space where their water and food bowl are hidden. This kitchen has state-of-the-art appliances. Not only does it have 2 convection wall ovens, but it has a steam oven and a speed oven, plus an induction cooktop with a downdraft.
All of the appliances are fabulous. We love our island cooktop with the downdraft. It works really well.
It's really important to have an area where you can hide your appliances. Having pocket doors in tall cabinets sitting on the countertop really makes it easy to work with.
They're on the countertop, but not visible unless we want them to be. One of our favorite features is this gorgeous wall of quartzite. It was incredibly complex, and we love it.
This kitchen is part of a great room. It incorporates an area where you can watch TV, there's a fireplace, and then you can also talk to the people while they're cooking your dinner. A beverage center was very important to the homeowners, but I didn't want to incorporate it into the kitchen. So we put it outside the kitchen in an area that would work well with entertaining, playing pool, or people watching TV.
What Dan and I and our guests enjoy about this space is it's totally contained for entertainment. We've got ice in the drawer, we've got water in the door, we've got liquor under the bar, wine in the cabinet, and all of the other beverages in the beverage drawers.
But my favorite part is the abalone backsplash tile. It's a one-of-a-kind because it's not available anymore. One of my best ideas was to design an outside kitchen half radius. It turned out gorgeous. Not only does it have a sink, a refrigerator, a barbecue, but it has a wood-burning pizza oven.
We love our indoor kitchen dining space. And we also have access through these glass doors to al fresco dining. And this fabulous wall of sliding glass increases our square footage. And our kitchen space now becomes an outdoor kitchen. We absolutely love this outdoor pizza oven. It's been the talk of the neighborhood, and we are having a blast. And this is our Dream Home Master Suite, complete with wallpaper that actually has glass beads that sparkle. Outdoor access to the patio and access on 2 sides to our master suite. And one of the benefits of building a brand new home is you get to build things you never had, like a bedroom fireplace.
Peggy and Dan had a master bathroom that needed to be redone. We went to the drawing board and we did the whole thing over. Aging in place design is so important, especially for people who are getting up in years.
This is the forever home for Dan and I, and with Nancy's aging in place experience, we were able to make some really smart decisions, like making all of the doorways wheelchair accessible, like putting grab bars in place. We put in a fog-free mirror, low voltage lights, and a steam shower for Dan, which he absolutely loves.
The vanity area is beautiful. It's got everything you can think of, including outlets in the drawers. The countertop is actually a slab of Calicata marble. The mirror has an LED around the perimeter, which can be adjusted. The master closet is actually a continuation of the bathroom vanity area. Every storage area is covered with doors, and the handles are Swarovski crystal. We even have a fandelier, which is a fan with crystal chandeliers incorporated. The bathroom has single light French doors, and because of the privacy aspect, we did the smart glass.
This is a bathroom. It needed some privacy. Another stroke of Nancy genius. We have smart glass. It goes opaque. It electronically works, and it's fabulous.
I wanted to design a magnificent entrance. The entrance is so important because it welcomes your guests. So this door was designed with a lot of glass and a lot of black wrought iron. We also carried that privacy aspect to the front door. This was such a fun project. I was involved in every aspect, from the designing to the actual building of the home.
As we look back on everything that we've been through, Dan and I both agree that we are more blessed than broken, and Nancy has been a key part of that. She has become not only our designer, but she's become our friend.
When you're ready to have your home remodeled, Nancy Hugo, Certified Kitchen Designer.